3rd June to 7th of June 2022.
Hi everyone. From 3rd to 7th, I have kind of stopped my travel Yatra in Odisha, and I had to go to Bhopal because the plan was to inaugurate another bus, which is, we call it Solar House, which includes all appliances that are used at home and solar power. And the idea is that people should actually be able to walk in, just press any button, play fridge, TV, whatever they want to run, and feel that how their devices can run 100% on solar energy. Well, so it was designed in advance. Our bus was sponsored by SBI mostly, and some other funds were also used. So 3rd and 5th we planned because 5th was the World Environment Day. So basically, I started my journey from Bhubaneswar towards Bhopal. There was no direct flight, so I had to take a flight to Delhi. I reached Delhi in the afternoon, and flight it was quite cold. And as soon as we stepped out of flight, it was so hot. My God, I mean, I could feel the heat stroke. And then another flight to Bhopal, and I reached in Bhopal. I stayed in Pragyadeep, one of the kind of guest house with the Vidya Bharati. Maheshwari ji was kind enough to let me in, and I had a wonderful food that day evening. My God, I mean, I have been traveling in South for 2-3 months and eating rice and rice, and I almost started liking rice. But when I went there and had North Indian food and a beautiful food, oh, I really enjoyed. Next day, Abhilasha, who is also coordinating things and uh, volunteering for foundation, we kind of started working for the 5th program. That was the day for preparation. My brother called me, who was looking after the bus, and he said, "Brother, bus will not be ready." And it was such a shock because Honorable Governor himself was our chief guest and going to flag off the program, and that was such a shocking news, and we couldn't do anything. He said the 90% chance that bus will not be ready, it will not reach Rani. The same bus that's supposed to be flagged off will not be ready. And the first time in my 18 years of professional life, there is something that did not happen as per the plan. Well, it was a very sad moment. I have to cut a sorry face to go to governor's house. The concerned officers, I informed them. Then SBI was part of it, so we went to SBI and also informed them. They were also sad, but we had a good discussion with the managers there. In fact, I was introduced to the chief general manager. The chief general manager, Mr. Mishra, he was initially updated for 32nd, but then we had a wonderful discussion. I enjoyed so much talking to him, and he also was a man who was very fit. He bicycles and everything. Imagine, what a good discussion we had. Uh, Nevertheless, we decided that on World Environment Day there will be some program. I quickly called the Honorable Minister of Renewable Energy, Mr. Dung, and he was kind enough to, come for the program. Then there was a Vice Chancellor of RGPV, Mr. Sunil Gupta, the CGM of SBI, Mr. Mishra. So we had a quick program with a small crowd on World Environment Day. It was a very good program. In fact, after the program, the CGM invited me for another plantation drive that was supposed to be at 4 o'clock. So after the our program in the morning, Amit Raje, who is our new director of Energy Swaraj Foundation, we went to his office, had a good long discussion, almost 3 hours discussion we had about the strategies of Yatra and movement and literacy training and what should happen, not should happen. So we had a good talk. SBI sent a vehicle to pick me up, and we went there. It was organized by another NGO called Sakaratmak Soch, and SBI was a sponsor. And then I was on the stage. They invited me for a talk. When I started speaking, and whatever I spoke, it was, everybody was in awe. I can see that. And after the program was over, all speakers who spoke after me, they referred to what I said. And what I said was usually what I say in my talks, that look guys, it's already too late. We have become very stupid people that we are destroying our own air, our own water, our own soil, and everybody has to act upon. And simple act like not ironing your cloth itself can be a great act. That happened, and I was invited by CGM and his wife for the dinner that day. They were so happy, and everybody was happy, and everybody came and told me that you opened our eyes today. I couldn't go for the dinner, but had a good evening that day. Next day, which is the 6th, that was a Monday, my plan was to spend in RGPV because we are starting our Energy Swaraj Center there. We wanted to meet VC. He was busy till evening. So in the morning, Amit Raje took us to his factory in Mandideep. Mandideep is kind of manufacturing hub in the vicinity of Bhopal. I was very happy to see his facility. His father was an entrepreneur. He is an entrepreneur, and they are working in the power system and transmission lines. But all kind of facilities were there. Where everything can be done, right from laser cutting, machining, metal machining, 3D printing, electronics. Really good setup. He also runs an incubation center, so it was good that all facilities were there. And he offered, because he's part of Energy Swaraj Foundation now, that we could use that facilities. Well, he also asked me to give a talk to all his employees, and as usual, I really enjoyed talking to the people there. It was a nice, fun interaction for 1 hour. Well, after that, we came to RGPV, had a meeting with the VC. By the way, I have become an adjunct faculty at RGPV in Bhopal. Once in a while I teach. So that was another activity. We kind of overviewed the progress of the Energy Swaraj Center, which is really not much. It is all stuck, and I hope it is going to take soon. And then the next day, 7th morning, I stayed in the overnight in the RGPV guest house. But in the next day morning, we went to the center again. I interacted with the students whom I am teaching, and there was some modification required in MOU that we have between Energy Swaraj Foundation and RGPV that we discussed. And that's it. That was the time to pack up and come back to join Energy Swaraj Yatra, my bus, my home. Well, one of the bonus point of this trip was to meet Suhani, my elder daughter. She's studying in RGPV. Apparently the hostel situation is not good, and she was happy that I was there to get an opportunity to get out of the hostel in odd hours. Well, that's it. So I took a flight back to Delhi, and from Delhi to Bhubaneswar. In between, I started thinking about how there are so many people who want to volunteer in the cause, and how do we take their help? How do we bring institutions on board? How do we bring industry on board? Because one such yatra or even 1,000 such people are not going to help. We need to create a public movement. So I wrote a kind of a document how we can bring everybody and engage them in the Energy Swaraj movement, and we are now working on the document, and I've been discussing with the team and how do we do this. Well, Mr. Manoj, who actually was a graduate from TIS, he runs an NGO there called Soch, helping children and orphans. He also now started a new company where we designs the caravan like this. So we had a long discussion. He went with the electric vehicle to pick me up, and he dropped me in the middle of night, almost it was about 12 o'clock in the Shishi University. And as I was standing there saying bye to him, somebody walked in. He said, "Oh, you were Prof. Solanki, and I miss this and that." So these days I keep meeting people here and there who knew me for some reason. So that was wonderful, good gesture, and then I had a good sleep. Well, that was how this 3 days break to Bhopal happened. The main program did not happen, the bus did not get launched, but many other good things happened. Bus is still to be launched. That I'll let you know when it happens. Okay, that's it. Thank you very much for listening, and stay tuned with Energy Swaraj Yatra. Become part of the moment. There are many actions that you can do. One of the best and simplest action you should do is become energy literate. That's it from me now. Stay tuned. I'll bring you the fresh and latest updates. Bye bye.